Time is ticking, and the pressure is building fast. As the championship showdown draws near, one powerhouse franchise faces a critical deadline that could shape its entire future. Their top target, a $90 million star, remains just out of reach, and every passing day makes a reunion less likely. With the spotlight shifting to the upcoming series between two juggernauts, this team risks being left behind in the race for elite talent. The tension in the front office is rising, fans are growing anxious, and rivals are watching closely. Stay tuned, because this situation is reaching a breaking point and the next move could determine whether they stay contenders or start from scratch. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a baseball fan, buckle up because what's happening right now in the MLB could have massive ripple effects across the league. The Los Angeles Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays are on the verge of meeting in a potential World Series showdown that has the entire baseball world buzzing. But while everyone's eyes are glued to that, there's a silent storm brewing in Atlanta. The Braves, one of the most dominant organizations in recent years, are quietly facing a ticking clock, and it's all centered around their $90 million top priority, a player they're desperate to bring back before time completely runs out. The question everyone's asking is, can the Braves pull it off, or is this one dream reunion that's slipping away with every passing day? Before we dive deep into the story, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop your thoughts in the comments about whether the Braves can actually reunite with their $90 million man before it's too late. This one is going to get intense, so let's jump right into it. For years, the Atlanta Braves have been a model of consistency. They've built their roster around strong player development, smart front office decisions, and a winning culture that's turned them into a postseason regular. But as the Dodgers and Blue Jays gear up for what could be one of the most entertaining World Series matchups in recent memory, the Braves are left watching from the sidelines, and that stings. This wasn't supposed to be their fate. After all, this team was built to win now, not later. Yet somehow, they've found themselves on the outside looking in, and as the lights shine on other teams, the Braves front office is in overdrive trying to address one of the biggest questions hanging over the franchise: what to do about their missing piece. That missing piece, of course, is a player who wants to find the Braves' success, their $90 million man, the one who embodied everything about the team's identity. This isn't just about numbers or contracts. It's about chemistry, leadership, and that intangible connection between a player and a franchise that feels like destiny. The problem? Time. The Braves are running out of it. Negotiations, rumors, meetings, and front office discussions are happening behind the scenes, but every moment that ticks by brings them closer to potentially losing their shot at bringing him back. Now, let's talk about who that player represents. Whether you're thinking of a former star like Dansby Swanson, who left a void in the clubhouse after heading to Chicago, or a Freddie Freeman-type departure that reshaped the Braves' entire lineup, the story remains the same. The Braves have a history of letting key players walk, only to realize too late what they lost. And this time, they can't afford to make the same mistake again. This player, their $90 million target, isn't just another name. He's a cornerstone, someone who could reignite the Braves' momentum and restore that championship swagger they've been missing. The clock is ticking, though, and the league knows it. While the Dodgers and Blue Jays are locked into the present, chasing glory, the Braves are caught between the present and the future, trying to decide if a massive financial move is worth it to fix what's been missing since their 2021 World Series triumph. Let's be real, the Braves front office has never been afraid to make bold moves, but they've also shown a stubborn side when it comes to contracts. They love long-term control at a team-friendly price. That's been their formula for success. ACUA, Albies, Riley all signed to extensions that look like bargains now. But a reunion with their $90 million man would break that mold. It would mean committing big money, admitting past mistakes, and putting pride aside for the sake of winning again. Meanwhile, the Dodgers and Blue Jays aren't waiting around. Los Angeles, led by Dave Roberts, is chasing another ring in what could be a storybook ending for their star-studded roster. Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, they've got everything lined up for another run at glory. The Blue Jays, on the other hand, are fighting for their own legacy, trying to end decades of frustration with a new generation of stars. The Dodgers-Blue Jays showdown is all anyone wants to talk about, but here's where things get interesting. Both those teams indirectly affect what the Braves are doing. How? Because once the World Series ends, the free agency gates burst open and the market for that $90 million player could get wild. If the Braves don't move fast, someone else will. Teams like the Yankees, the Cubs, or even the Giants could jump into the race, driving the price higher and making a reunion nearly impossible. That's why the Braves front office feels the heat right now. They can't just sit back and wait for the perfect deal. They have to act decisively and soon. The fan base knows it too. Braves fans have been vocal all year about missing that spark, that leadership, that emotional anchor that made the team feel invincible during their peak years. You can have all the talent in the world, but sometimes, it's the emotional glue, the connection that keeps everything together. That's what this reunion represents. Think about how poetic it would be. The Braves, the same team that lost their franchise star and watched him thrive elsewhere, finally bringing him back home. The fans would go crazy. The clubhouse energy would shift overnight. It's not just a baseball move, it's a statement. It says, we're not just here to compete, we're here to dominate again. But that's exactly why it's so complicated. The Braves are walking a tightrope between financial responsibility and emotional redemption. Let's break it down from a financial standpoint. A $90 million deal isn't small change. It's the kind of contract that can shape a franchise's flexibility for years. The Braves have several key players already locked in, but they also have upcoming extensions to consider. Young stars will soon demand their paydays, and the front office has to think long-term. But when a championship-caliber player becomes available, and when that player already knows your system, your culture, and your fan base, sometimes you just have to pull the trigger. Because let's face it, windows to win don't stay open forever. And that's where the Braves are right now, staring at a window that's beginning to close. Their core is still elite. Ronald Acuna Jr. remains one of the most electric players in the game. Austin Riley's power continues to anchor the middle of the lineup, and Matt Olson's bat can change games in an instant. But even with all that firepower, something has felt off. It's like the heart of the team has been missing. Bringing back their $90 million man could fix that overnight. Chemistry matters. You can't quantify it in WAR or OPS, but you can feel it when it's there, and you can definitely feel it when it's gone. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, Freddie Freeman knows all about this kind of story. He was once the face of the Braves, the emotional heartbeat of that franchise, until contract negotiations fell apart and he headed west. The Braves replaced him with Matt Olson, who's been incredible, but the emotional impact of that loss lingered. Could history be repeating itself again, with another star slipping away because of slow negotiations or financial hesitations? Braves fans certainly hope not. Because if it happens again, the front office will have a lot to answer for. As the Dodgers and Blue Jays get ready to clash, Atlanta's front office is studying everything. They're watching how both teams have built their rosters, how they've managed their stars, and how they've spent big when necessary. The Dodgers, for example, never shy away from big contracts. They're a powerhouse organization with deep pockets and a fearless approach to winning. If they see a hole, they fill it. If they see a superstar, they sign him. The Braves, on the other hand, have always taken a more conservative route. But baseball has changed. To stay competitive, even the smartest organizations sometimes need to take risks. That's the crossroads Atlanta is facing right now. And it's not just about money. There's also the question of timing. The offseason moves fast. Once the World Series ends, the rumor mill explodes. Agents start calling. General managers start negotiating. Teams start offering. If the Braves want this reunion to happen, they need to make their intentions clear immediately. They can't afford to play the waiting game, not when other teams are ready to pounce. And make no mistake, there will be competition. A player of this caliber, a proven star with leadership qualities and championship experience, doesn't stay on the market for long. Other teams have already prepared their offers. The Braves need to be ready with theirs.